Very wet day across South Florida, so make sure that you're weather aware with your storm team. We have a flood watch that's in effect for Broward and Miami-Dade, the immediate coastline, and this is going to run through 10 p.m. tonight. We're looking at widespread 1 to 3 inches of rain with isolated higher amounts anywhere between 4 to 6 inches. It's just hard to gauge where those pockets of heavy rain will set up shop, but we know we're expecting them, and they could lead to a flood of trouble. So the best thing to do is, if you can't see where the road starts or ends, is to turn around and take an alternate route and be weather aware with your storm team for the latest alerts. Right now, looking at a busy radar, satellite imagery showing tons of clouds. We have rain coming in from the north and from the south. So if it takes you through Broward County, this is where it's actually looking a lot better. In Sunrise, we have moderate to heavy rain along the Sawgrass Expressway into Sunrise, Plantation, and clipping 595. Then we move into Miami-Dade. We have heavy downpours around the hammocks and Kendall Drive, along Chrome Avenue, and areas as far south as Country Walk. But then we have these thunderstorms that are brewing right around Biscayne Bay, and these will be impacting parts of Miami-Dade in the next couple of minutes. But if you're facing to the east, you're probably noticing a lightning show. So anywhere between Pinecrest, Palmetto Bay, and Cutler Bay, now you're starting to see that heavy rain moving onshore. And then around extreme southern Miami-Dade, between Leisure City, Naranja, Homestead, Florida City, you're getting soaked right now, extending into the upper Florida Keys, where there's a lot of lightning into North Key Largo. Your day planner certainly calling for it to be a busy one, and we're going to get multiple rounds of heavy rain, and that's why that flood watch is in effect, especially for the east coast of Broward and Miami-Dade. I'll be back with a whole lot more in your local forecast coming up in a few minutes. Good morning, South Florida. Expect multiple rounds of heavy rain, and unfortunately that could lead to a flood of trouble. The ground certainly needs the rain, just not all of it all at once, because it will soak up all it can and then the rest runs off. And we are expecting a widespread 1 to 3 inches, isolated higher amounts between 4 to 6 inches possible between today and tomorrow. So a flood watch for the east coast of Broward and Miami-Dade will run through 10 p.m. tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if that gets extended. So here's a look at the radar to show you that we have rain to the north associated with the front, but there's a lot of moisture, and it's definitely converging across the region. So if it takes you through northern Broward County right now, we have moderate rain around Deerfield Beach, but we also have some rain that's actually starting to lighten up a bit in Sunrise, more moderate along US 27 and Alligator Alley. In Miami-Dade, this is where the bulk of the rain is happening, and we have heavy downpours out west, lightning as well between the Turnpike and Chrome Avenue. The 836 getting soaked even around Westchester, Sweetwater, heavy downpours. The rain extends towards the east coast, but it's more light and consistent. Heavy rainfall now happening between Pinecrest and Palmetto Bay, Cutler Bay, also getting a good round of rain, and this is slowly lifting northward, accompanied by lightning and some strong gusty winds. We also have a cluster of storms around extreme southern Miami-Dade and the upper Florida Keys into North Key Largo. Heavy rainfall happening here. More spotty in nature across the Keys, especially around the 7 Mile Bridge and into Big Pine and Cudjoe Key. So the big view is showing where we have a front, and it will eventually get here and stall out. In the meantime, it is going to produce a super soaker of a day. Right now it's 75 in Fort Lauderdale, 78 in Key West, with the winds out of the south-southwest to start things off. But yes, we're gonna have a soggy scene here in South Florida. Then it gets windy tomorrow on top of the rain, and it will be looking gloomy still on Thursday, with gradual improvements as we look ahead into the upcoming weekend. Your boating forecast, not ideal. There's going to be a small craft advisory going into effect on Wednesday, and that's because the wind and seas will be increasing significantly. But for the Keys right now, smooth to a light chop. And the next tide cycle will be low tide at 6:10 this morning in Fort Lauderdale. Look for highs in the 80s, flood watch, heavy rain and storms likely. And heading into tonight, the rain continues with lows in the upper 60s to low 70s. But be weather aware with your storm team. South Florida will have less activity Friday, looking better for the weekend. And that's your 7 on 7.